What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 160th edition of the Sports Reality. My name is Jeremy John, aka the Little Wayne of podcasts, because I'll get on any podcast and hit with it with the J Train, the fourth greatest Grenadian of all time. Let's welcome my co-host, Cousin BigThad, aka the gatekeeper of the DMV.
Yes, sir.
AKA the unofficial mayor of Prince George's County.
Big facts.
What's going on with you, my man?
Hey, man, I'm good. How's everything with you?
Doing all right, man. How is work going, man? You know, you're in your second week on the job.
Yeah.
How's that going, man?
It's going good. You know what I'm saying? It's going good so far. You know what I'm saying? It's literally the second week. I met my team and whatnot that I'm going to be working with. They're all cool, especially the lower, not the executives, the lower ones. Yeah, they're real cool, down to earth, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't pull no cards. You know? Like the one lady on the team, she was talking about something, and we were talking about something, and she was describing it in like layman's term. And she was like, yeah, so you know, if you got a condom and you don't use it, well, that's what's going on with this thing that our project is on. And I was like, wow. Like it makes total sense what you're saying. Like I understand, but I was just really surprised that was your description of, you know what I'm saying, in layman's terms, how this thing goes. And I was like, perfect. Okay, I'ma like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'ma like y'all. Y'all cool. Like I'm still gonna watch what I say, of course, but yeah, you really didn't care. I'm like, I'm a new one on the block. Like you just met me today, and I was like, wow, okay. It was funny because even like it was kind of, she was like, yo, yeah, I should probably have another drink. I said, wait, what? She was like, I'm joking. I said, oh, yeah, I feel you. You know
it's an evil world we live in.
I understand. But
nah. Stuff with my friends.
You know what I'm saying? But it's been good, man. I can't complain. Where'd my light go? Oh, I turned it off. That's what it was.
I was sitting there like, yo, you got strobe lights on you?
Right. Nah. You know me. I went and got a ring light.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Went and got a ring light because my aunt has a ring light. I was like, wow. I'm over here messing with this little light, and my aunt got a ring light and everything. And I was like, you're not even tech savvy like that. So, wow. So I went and got one. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just messing around with it and whatnot. But now it's been good, man. Pretty much like the first week was all training and onboarding. This week, met my supervisors again. You know, they kind of gave me a little bit more like what's actually going on, where I'm going to be coming into, what they got going on, stuff like that. And then like today I had some training and whatnot. So, but that's why we're on Thursday right now.
Yeah,
at this
man.
time period, which this time period ain't bad.
No, it's
you know
not.
what I'm saying? It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not bad at all. I think it might be a little bit better for the live portion, and video portion. You know what I'm saying? If we were just recording, hey, we could do that any time of the day you want. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
You know, but it's not bad. Like it's so far so good. I'm liking it so far. I still got some other training stuff to do and stuff like that, and some other things I got to learn about the place. But yeah, everything's good, man. I can't complain. Plus, I got a day job and I'm making decent money, so I ain't mad. You know what I mean? Still ain't well. Not a lot of people know, and then a lot of our family don't know. So I mean, if they're listening to this, they kind of know. I got a day job. You know what I mean? But how's everything good with you?
Yeah, man. Wrapped up the second week of the summer semester.
Okay.
So far, so good, man. I mean, so far. I mean, on every assignment that I've had, so that's good, man. At one of my classes, alcohol in the U.S. society. I mean, it seems.
Oh, that's
like
the name
I
of the.
already know.
That's the name of the class.
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was like just something y'all were talking about. I didn't realize it's the actual class. Like,
yeah, man.
Yo, what classes are you taking, bruh?
I need something that doesn't require so much writing. And
I got you.
I just need something to like fill in space. That's partly why I ended up doing business administration as a minor, because I was like, hold on, where am I going to get all these elective classes? Like I just don't want to be taking classes just to be taking classes.
Right. Nah, I feel you.
And I was like, hold on, just to get a minor, I need 5 classes. All right, I'll knock out 5 of my electives and replace it with a minor, and that's what I ended up doing.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, what this class is one of my upper level electives. Okay. It's a 300 level class, and it's alcohol in U.S. society. And so far, I mean, I don't think I've learned anything, but
okay. Because I was gonna say, if you needed like some help, you got me. You got me, like another cousin of ours. You know what I'm saying? I could get some friends involved if you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, alcohol in society. What?
I don't have any super research projects. The biggest project that we have to do is just like a social media campaign about drinking. And we have to choose a specific age group. I just chose teens,
Wow. Really?
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Is it like an alcohol awareness thing?
Not like an alcohol. Well, yes, for the assignment.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you get a brand of teens, bruh. Like that's.
I mean, once you're an adult. I mean, you're an adult. I ain't gonna,
You said teens, bruh. You said teens.
Yeah, that's why I decided to do teens, because at least I could say, hey, man, drinking's not good as a teen.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you mean you were doing like branding to teens. I was like, wow, what is going on?
No. Just to bring awareness to teens.
Got you.
One thing I did learn so far in doing my research is teen drinking is down.
Yeah, these newer kids, man, they don't really drink that much.
Yeah, I guess they do
until they get to college, and then that's when you see all those crazy videos of people falling out or getting knocked out by bouncers and stuff like that. It's because these kids they don't drink now. You know what I'm saying? They don't drink in high school like we used to back in not you, but you know what I'm saying? Snitching on everybody. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Our age group, man, yeah, high school going up. Yeah, by the time we got to college, that was nothing. Frat parties and stuff like that was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Them kids falling out and all that stuff, and we're looking at them like they crazy because they ain't been drinking their whole life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You did go to DeMatha. You did go to DeMatha.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we went to private school. That's what we did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's private school. Parties every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Go out, whatever. Prom nights were cool because we used to get cigars at prom.
Yeah, what?
Like they used to give us, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it was one of the priests who, that was his thing. You know what I'm saying? That was his thing. He would give out cigars to all of us. And where we were at, where our prom was at, off of Lay Hill up in Montgomery County, some golf course.
Yeah. That's where our junior senior banquet was.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that was our prom. You know what I'm saying?
You know how SDA folks are.
Oh, that's true.
Can't even say prom.
Yeah.
It's an evil world we live in.
Banquets.
Yes, the junior senior banquet. Now,
were you getting awards and stuff at that joint? You know what I'm saying? Awards dinner and whatnot.
Now, I heard the last few years they've been calling it prom.
Oh.
New administration there.
That'll do it.
We personally know the administration. So,
we do?
Yeah. I'll tell you who it is later.
Okay. All right.
So, things are a little different, a little more liberal, which for the sake of the school, I think is good, man. I think it is.
Hold on. Is it who I think it is?
I don't know.
Party hardy?
Party hardy. I don't know that.
No? Okay.
You got to film me.
I was hoping that might give you a inkling of who I was thinking of.
I have no idea. You're gonna have to text me or something.
Got you.
But yeah, they call it prom now, man.
Okay.
And they actually, I heard, they actually let boys and girls dance. I heard together, pretty closely.
What?
Like, yeah, man.
What? Y'all had to worry about that?
We couldn't get too close when I was there.
Look. The only time we had to worry about that was dances at Seton, and then like middle school dances. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did snitch. What up, D? Yeah, I snitched. It's cool. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I could do a lot more snitching, but I'm gonna leave them bombers alone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, back then we had to wear. You had nuns and stuff telling us like leave space for the Holy Ghost and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But prom, it was wide open, bruh. Prom, yeah, we were good. You know what I'm saying?
Leave space for the Holy Ghost. I'm going to use that one now. Leave space for the Holy Ghost.
Hell yeah. All our Catholic private school friends of mine that might be watching, y'all remember them days. Leave space for the Holy Ghost. Like as soon as one of them came, leave space for the Holy Ghost. And of course, you had to, separate a bit. But then, of course, we try to go back until that one came around and see somebody else seen you. Like, yo, spread apart, leave space for the Holy Ghost. So, like, yo, I'm like, because back then they were like, yo, dancing like that.
Look who commented right there.
Oh yeah, she knows. Yep, that's right. Little sis, leave space for Jesus. Yep. She was a couple years behind me, so that might be the slogan they were using back then. You know what I'm saying? For them,
Elizabeth Seton alum right there.
Yeah, we had some names for them, but I would never say that because my sister went there. But prior to her being there, we had some names. There were certain names that they were called up there.
Oh man.
Because of where they were at up there. But yeah, man.
We had names for when we were in the the elementary school. We had names for the other elementary schools too, and they weren't too nice.
Yeah, right. So, you know what I'm saying? We had the same for the other high schools and stuff like that too. So yeah.
Well, in the SDA circle, in this area, Tacoma Academy is the best high school in the area. So we didn't have to worry about the other high schools because they already knew what it was.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Who else was better than us?
Spencerville, maybe?
No. Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare say that.
Because they were right there. They were right there on in Burtonsville, right?
Yeah. And then they got their new location before us. That's a whole podcast that we could talk about why they got their high school before we did. But whatever, we still doing what we doing with what we have. We're resourceful.
You know why they got theirs before you because you know what it is.
Black people got to be resourceful.
From
the beginning of time.
Y'all needed to do better.
No, it ain't us. It ain't us. It's them.
Oh.
I hope this time of reckoning will have people acting right.
Oh, Lord.
For the sake of advancement for all people. By the way, happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everyone.
Oh, it's Pride Month?
Yeah, June.
Oh,
man.
snap. Look, man. Half of these holidays and month things, I swear they just make it up on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So when you say certain things or you say happy whatever, I'm kind of like skeptical because I'm like,
Is this the truth?
Did they just make this up again? Like Taco Tuesday. We've been saying Taco Tuesday for years. You know what I'm saying? But then they got like Nurses Day, which is great. You know what I'm saying?
You have a nurse listening right now.
I know, it's my sister. You know what I'm saying? So, they got Nurses Day, which is awesome. I know lots of nurses and they deserve it, of course. You know what I'm saying? But next, they got like Sibling Day. And of course, my sister. You know what I'm saying? They got Sibling Day, they got Dogs Day, all types of, not even Bring a Pet to Work Day. You know what I'm saying? It's an actual holiday that's like Dogs Day or Pets Day or whatever else day. Like, it's like, oh, that's right, it is Nurses Week. See, I was talking about the days, so you're good. You're good. Don't worry. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because she gonna come at me. She been coming at me my whole life. She says I tarnished her childhood from not allowing her to win races from the street to the front door.
It's an
and
evil
stuff
world
like
we live in.
You know what I'm saying? So it was funny because she had an Instagram story of this nurse who was being very dramatic, and like the nurse like slid. The bed was like cocked down, and so she like slid from the top. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to the ground. And I was like, that's you. That is so you, like your whole life, especially when it came to me. That dramatization, yeah, that was all you. You know what I'm saying? That's my sister. I love you, though. I love you with all my heart.
Man, we got a lot to get into for this week's episode.
Let's
We're going to talk about the NBA postseason, first round of the NBA playoffs. Also, Julio Jones still in the news in the NFL. We'll get into that. Yeah. Also, I guess we might get into some hockey. Might get into some. Just recap.
I mean, that's up to you because I haven't really been following.
I haven't.
Like after game 3, I think I'm gonna say game 2 of the Cap series. I was like, I'm done.
Well, we'll get into some NHL. We'll obviously have our Champ and Chump of the week. Yeah. We'll have our sports free zone where we will get to introduce our cousin, our Primo.
I'm surprised
from the Dominican Republic.
My man, you know what I'm saying?
Primo Dominicano.
my man coming out with the accent today. Okay. All right. You know what I mean?
Juan, he will be on here a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. And then we will wrap up the episode with something that I saw on social media. Okay. It was a all-time Lakers team versus all-time greats. Who would win? We'll get into that. Just want to remind you all to subscribe to the podcast where podcasts are available. And that includes Anchor, Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn. You can also subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch for the visual edition of the podcast. Just make sure you subscribe, leave a review, also pass the word for others so we can definitely grow and reach more people. This is probably the longest introduction, but I don't care. We're finally 19 minutes into the podcast, and we're just getting into sports now. But let's get into the NBA playoffs. Let's start with the Eastern Conference because every series is done right now. The Brooklyn Nets defeated the Boston Celtics 4-1, gentlemen's sweep. The Big Three played well, especially in Game 4 after they lost Game 3 in Boston. Last week we spoke about what Kyrie Irving said about the Boston fan base. Yeah. Boston came out on fire. You had Jason Tatum who dropped, was it 50? 50? Yes. 50 points it was 50. In Game 3. You had a lot of the role players even stepped up. Evan Fournier, Tristan Thompson, Marcus Smart. But Game 4, you had Kevin Durant, James Harden go off for 30 plus. Kevin Durant specifically, I think he had 49. And then you had Kyrie who dropped in an additional 20 plus points, and they they were dominant in that game. And after that game, you had Kyrie Irving, who apparently, look, I saw the end of the game live, and I didn't even notice this, but they had to show it on TNT later. But Kyrie Irving stepped on the head of the leprechaun at center court, and right after the game, and then he's going to the locker room, and a water bottle is thrown and almost hits him. The fans
kind of deserve that. I mean,
how does he deserve that, man?
You can't really you the Dallas fan, and you want to question why?
You know
you want to question why?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why he didn't deserve a bottle thrown at him.
I mean, would you rather have somebody run full speed and tackle you with a helmet and all that on, or do you want to get hit by a water bottle?
This is what I would had no issue with if someone from the Boston Celtics actually ran up on him. Just was like, "Hey, man, don't do that," because they're the players.
No, I got you.
Is when the fans get into it and throwing bottles. They're like, "Yeah, come on, man, you ain't gotta do all that."
I mean, it was one bottle, son. Like it wasn't like it was a hail of bottles. You know what I'm saying? I need to know. Well, no, I need to know specifics. Like, was the water bottle full? Was it empty?
It had to have something in it to be thrown that far.
You think so?
Yes, you can't throw a water bottle that far with that.
Like, how far
accuracy.
did it come from? You got to tell me how far it came from.
It was at least 20 rows up. At least 20 rows up.
Nah. Somebody. Nah, if you know good geometry and whatnot, you could probably get that nice little arc to get there, son. Like, it could happen.
I don't even have I usually have water bottles in this.
Like, I'm drinking out of one right now. You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't even know if it was. I don't know. Was it this big? Was it what this little? This is a liter bottle.
Size.
This is a liter bottle, by the way.
That's a liter.
So it could have been like a 16-ounce joint that you could get from Royal Farms. You know what I'm saying? Them joints are kind of light. So yeah, I got you. Them like this one's solid. It's solid plastic. Like, this could go. Like, if I threw this joint out of my bedroom window out to the street, I could hit a car pretty good with it. That's how good this plastic is. But if it's like one of the Royal Farms joints that you get for like $1.50, yeah, that joint ain't going 20 rows.
The reason why I say it had to have water in the bottle is because, remember, at these arenas, they already have precautions on how large the bottles could be anyway.
True.
So it wasn't like a large one. It had to probably be, like you say, 16 ounces or even less.
Right.
And then, like I said, 20 plus rows up.
Yeah. Now, if it was one of the mini joints, the mini ones like this, you could get that joint 20 rows. Easy. No problem.
But yes, that's
them joints. Yeah, you could definitely get them. But the other ones, yeah, you got to have a little bit of water. But you got to know how to throw that right, because once that water starts flowing, yeah, it's going to move around too much and not make it.
But anyway, so they identified the fan. They not only banned the fan from TD Bank Arena, they charged with battery.
Battery,
so, yeah, man.
Battery, and wasn't like assault with a weapon.
Yeah, probably
something like that. Yeah. I'm like, damn, I didn't know you.
Yeah,
could
man, you got to do these with these fans now, man. They're getting out of hand.
No, you don't need to do that with the fans. You need to just, like I said before, these fans don't know nothing about the rumble. What was the Malice in the Palace? Were they calling it? Then?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about that. When them players are like, "Yo, we'll come in the stands and get you," like Vernon Maxwell when he did that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Vernon Maxwell, that was a classic.
I was like, wow. It just randomly, and the funny thing, it randomly popped up on YouTube. and I saw it again. I was like, oh, I remember this. Like, yo, because I was like, what is he doing? Well, where is he going? Oh,
Vernon Maxwell. And the funny thing with Vernon Maxwell was he only got 10 games for that.
Yeah.
And this is how like almost a non-story it was. I don't remember it happening. I found out about it as an adult. I was like, hold on, this happened during prime 90s era. Like, how did I not remember that someone ran up in the stands? And for those that don't know, Vernon Maxwell had a stillborn child, and a fan in Portland was making fun of him and the stillborn daughter. So he calmly.
That's what they're saying. Well, let's say that's what they're saying, because supposedly his lawyer and Vernon Maxwell's lawyer said they both couldn't come up with proof that dude said this. But I mean, regardless, whatever you need to get, dude was definitely talking to him. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely getting on him. So, I mean, then again, you remember Jordan used to bring up stuff like, oh, he said this. Next, you know, he dropped 60 on somebody. You know what I'm saying? So,
Vernon Maxwell isn't a sociopath like Michael Jordan. Oh man. But,
yes. and that footage, you seen Big Shot Bob, right? Yeah, you seen him, Big Shot Bob.
Yeah,
stop disrespecting him.
How am I disrespecting Robert
Horry? Talking about Robert Horry wasn't good.
Now hold on, now you just changed the narrative. I never said he wasn't good.
You basically said he was trash. You basically said he's Kwame Brown. You basically said that.
Oh man! So then the very next game, Game 5, it wasn't even close. The Nets defeated the Celtics to end the series in the gentleman's sweep. We have a little more news coming about the Boston Celtics. Let's get to the next series. The Miami Heat got swept by the Bucks. We're not even wasting time with this conversation.
No, we called that one. We called that one.
The next series, the Wizards. They won Game 4 after Joel Embiid went down with an injury. And then Game 5 last night in Philadelphia, it was close until the end of the third quarter. Philadelphia just took off, and now the Wizards are no longer in the playoffs. The 76ers are moving on. This is what annoys me with the Wizards.
What happened?
Joel Embiid didn't play.
Right.
Joel Embiid has a partial meniscus tear.
So he wasn't, even though with that, he wasn't coming back unless they went to a Game 7. He wasn't coming back.
So Joel Embiid doesn't play.
Right.
Ben Simmons he played better than I expected, because Ben Simmons was getting slandered the first 4 games of this series.
Yeah, true that.
He played good. He's an all-star. This is my issue with the Wizards. They let Seth Curry go for 30 points.
He's a Curry, son.
You don't let Seth Curry go for 30 points.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't let that happen. You can't let
Tobias Harris played well. Okay, he made an all-star team. All right, whatever. But then they let guys like Danny Green play well. Fornez, is it Fornez? Cornez? I don't even know the dude's name.
What's the last name? Well, there was one dude that was not last
one
night.
Of the European dudes.
Yes.
One of the European
he
dudes.
went off the bench. Like, I think, what was it, like the second half?
Yes.
The beginning of the second half, he had like all of Philly's points.
And that's
that first third quarter. Yeah.
That's my problem with the Wizards.
They just let everybody.
I don't have a problem if you lose because the superstar killed you. I have a problem if you let the bums of the team kill you.
Right.
The role players kill you. Mm-hmm. That's where I have a problem with the Wizards.
And see, that's the thing with the Wizards also. Their team is not geared for bench players to be competitive and put up figures for you compared to like Philly. Like Philly's bench, they were putting up solid numbers, man. We don't got that. We just don't. It's terrible.
And not only that, Scott Brooks' starting lineup was trash again. Like, why are we going 3 guards?
I don't.
Why are we going 3 guards to start the game off?
Who were they?
They had
Who
Russell
did Philly-
Westbrook. They had Bradley Beal and Raul Nato.
Right.
Then Rui Hachimura, and finally they put Daniel Gafford in the starting lineup. So they made one good addition.
Right.
One good adjustment, but then was like, forget it. We're just gonna now put Raul Nato in there.
Because who did Philly start? Curry,
Simmons, I believe Green, Howard.
Yeah, Howard.
And I can't remember who the other person. Probably Matisse Thybulle or something. I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. But hopefully we get our wish and Scott Brooks is gone. Hopefully by the end of this week. Hopefully. I mean, what else? Why does he need to stay around for more than the end of this week?
Yeah.
Be honest with you.
I mean, technically, the contract has ended.
Yeah, last game of the season, yeah.
Shit. I don't know about coaches, but I know with players, after you have your exit interviews,
yeah,
you technically are, I guess you got to wait till June, or sorry, it will be July this year, but whenever the league year ends, I guess you would have to do that, but man.
Nah. Yeah. All right, who's next?
The the Atlanta Hawks defeated the New York Knicks in 5 games. Trae Young, was looking like Reggie Miller out there, just antagonizing the Madison Square Garden fans.
That's awesome.
New York tried to get physical with him the last 2 games, and Trae Young just said, okay, I'm still going to take it.
Right.
Julius Randle, most improved player of the year, did not have a good series. In 5 games, only scored 90 points. Not good, but it is his first postseason experience at the end of the day.
Right.
Trae Young is moving on to the first round with the Atlanta Hawks. Nate McMillan has his team since March 1st has been, when you look at the record, one of the best teams in the NBA. So they're going to be facing the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know when the schedule will come out for the second round, but let's just talk about it real quick. Who do you think is going to win just right now? Who do you think is going to win the second round between the Atlanta Hawks and the Philadelphia 76ers?
Depending on the health of Embiid, I'm going to say Atlanta in 6.
Yes, Embiid is the key.
Mm-hmm.
If he is not playing game 1 or even game 2, Atlanta has a very good shot at beating these 76ers. I think they could get it done in 5 or 6 games. If Embiid is there, you still got to respect him because he's still 7 foot and he still can shoot. But the fear with Embiid is it is a meniscus tear, and any wrong movement, and it's a partial tear, any wrong movement can be a full tear. Right. And yes, the meniscus, you could bounce back after healing, but that just means he'll be done for the postseason.
Right.
So I think Atlanta has a chance. They have a chance. Think so too. Staying with the East, again, the Nets, Bucks. This is the series that I wish could have been in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's here now in the second round. Before the postseason started, I would have said the Bucks would beat the Nets. They've done pretty well against the Nets in the regular season, but these 5 games, the way the big 3 was clicking, I don't see any team really beating them. Now, the Bucks defense is a lot better than the Celtics. So that's something to think about. The Bucks also have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is the reigning MVP, reigning defensive player of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, so and then the additions with Drew Holiday, PJ Tucker to go along with Chris Middleton, who's already there, and Brooke Lopez. Now, the Bucks did lose Dante DiVincenzo, but Bryn Forbes is playing pretty well. So I think in this situation, they got someone to replace the production that DiVincenzo would have, had with the team. Right. So I think it's going to be a very good series. And I do believe whoever wins this series is probably going to win the NBA Finals, in my opinion. I think that. Because let's move to the West right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Utah Jazz, they defeated the Memphis Grizzlies 4-1. We ain't wasting our time talking about that. They looked really good last night in the last game of the series, beat them by, I believe, more than 20 points.
Yeah.
But we still have 3 series going on in the West. We have the Nuggets Blazers. Game 6 is tonight. Actually, it'll be starting in about 20 minutes. By the way, I'm so glad it's starting at 8 o'clock and it's a West Coast game because there's another West Coast game with the Lakers at 10 or 10:30. And I'm so happy the NBA decided to do this. Just be like, look, we're going to have 2 games. We don't care that they're in the Western time zone. We're going to put it at 8 and 10:30. I wish the NBA, especially during the postseason, would say, hey, let's play these games a little earlier. It's the postseason. We're the NBA. People are going to watch. People are going to show up to the arena. Like, come on, put them earlier. Just so I could go to sleep a little earlier.
Right.
Because the thing is, I want to watch the game, and I will watch the game. I just won't go to sleep early.
See, the cool thing about it being early. Well, for us is early, but for them on the West Coast, after the games, they could still do things.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They can still do things after the game. You know what I'm saying?
When the game ends for them at 10 o'clock, I mean, they still got the rest of the night to do whatever they got to do.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Go have dinner or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If it was here, no, we ain't doing nothing. It was straight to bed.
But anyways, game 6 is tonight. Damian Lillard, how many points did he drop the other night in Denver? Was it 55?
Yeah, 55 and lost.
In double overtime.
Yeah.
He hit the game-tying shot of regulation and the game-tying shot in overtime, the first overtime.
I think he was, 12?
12 for 17 from 3.
Yeah.
Jokic played pretty well also, man. Mm-hmm. Jokic, I've been saying, is my MVP this season.
Oh, yeah. I've had him as MVP all season long, so.
Then we have another series, the Los Angeles Clippers and Dallas Mavericks. This series, the home team has lost every game. Last night was game 5. Dallas gets a win over the Clippers. First of all, let's get with Luka Doncic, 42 points. And
I really would have thought. I really hope they got the sweep, man. I really wish they got the sweep. They let them 2 games slip.
Luka Doncic was looking good. He contributed to 31 of the 37 made baskets in the game.
Jeez.
Either through scoring or assists.
Right.
He did not play well in the fourth quarter. That's something to bring up. However, you had guys like Tim Hardaway who had a clutch 3 late in the fourth quarter. And then Kristaps Porzingis, who struggled the entire game but hit 2 clutch buckets in the fourth quarter. And then Kawhi Leonard was given the shot to take in the fourth quarter with seconds left in the game from the corner, air ball. And Rondo gave him the look like, why'd you take that shot?
Wow. It wasn't like that running corner shot. Like
no, exactly. It wasn't
it
that.
Wasn't
he
that.
got
Okay.
it. He got stuck there. He could have passed. It was enough time to pass to another player. So then they had, I think it was Marcus Morris Sr. who inbounded the ball, I believe. You had enough time to pass it to him. He had enough time to then pass it to
somebody else.
Paul George, who was at the top of the key. Open. Like, it was enough time to do that. Because once you pass it to Morris, the defense has to rotate to Morris, which means Morris then can pass it to Paul George.
He would have bricked it.
But it would have been a better shot
than what
Kawhi Leonard. Because Kawhi Leonard caught the ball, which, by the way, I don't know who drew up the play, but obviously Ty Lue has to take the blame as the head coach. But I'm not drawing up a play, especially in a situation where I have to hit the three to tie the game. I'm not drawing up the play for my shooter to catch it in the corner.
Oh, no.
Because what happened was the defender was there, great defensive coverage, and basically made Kawhi have to make a decision. Like, am I putting this shot up or am I passing it? And Kawhi put up the shot and was terrible. So
where was it inbound from?
From the sideline, side out.
Okay. Yeah, that's a terrible play. It's Tyronn Lue. It's Tyronn Lue.
And then before that, this is the thing. Before that, they made a defensive stop. They were down by 1. Made a defensive stop. Paul George has the ball, and he makes. A lot of people like to get on Paul George, but he made the perfect decision by passing it to a wide open, cutting to the basket, not just wide open in the corner, wide open, cutting to the basket. Terrence Mann.
Okay.
Terrence Mann goes up. He's in the air. Decides to pass it to Nicholas Batum.
Wow,
and
he's
Batum
in the air.
Then Batum misses the layup. They then missed the rebound. Had to then foul the Mavericks to put them on the line to then put the Mavericks up by 3. I'm talking about he is in the air, like, lay it up with your left hand. You win the game. And everyone sees it. We know it's Terrence Mann. He's not Kawhi. He's not Paul George. He's not Morris Sr. He's not Zubac. He's not Beverly, where you're going to say, he's not Reggie Jackson, where you're going to say, I'm going to give these guys the option to shoot first.
Right.
But he was in such a great position where it's like, you're going to hit this layup. You're an NBA player. Hit the layup. And it's like he went up. And I don't know if he was expecting the defender to, I don't know. Because my thing is, he went so hard to the basket that I'm like, okay, if anything, you're going to get a foul.
Right.
But it's like he went up and then passed it. And I'm sitting there like, yo, what are you doing? Oh, man. So I believe game 6 is tomorrow in Dallas. And then the final series in the West, the Lakers Suns series. Game 5 was on Tuesday night, and the Suns mollywopped, smacked, whatever, descriptor that you want to use for a beating, defeated the Lakers. Anthony Davis did not play Game 5 because of a groin injury, and they believe the groin injury was made worse, by an hyperextended knee from Game 3. The injury happened in Game 4. LeBron, I mean, he played good. I'm not going to say great. He played good. I think it was 24 or 27 points. Didn't shoot well from the field. I think he's still dealing with the ankle. Most of his shots were from 3, so that's not good. But he didn't really get any help. He didn't get help from Andre Drummond. He didn't get help from Marc Gasol. KCP, who was dealing with his injury.
Right.
I mean, he didn't get help from him, but he really didn't get help from Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder, 0 points on 9 shot attempts. First Laker to shoot that many times and not score in a postseason game. This man is killing his free agent stock. Oh my goodness. LeBron James is on the brink of not making out of the first round of the playoffs for the first time. Game 6 is tonight. Still not even clear up until a couple hours ago if Anthony Davis is going to play. I have not seen anything in, the last few hours. I don't know.
Right.
I would have to check and see what Woj or Shams is saying. I don't know why the volume just got super loud now. I know why. My cable actually turned the dial up. But anyways, I haven't seen it.
LeBron's gonna have to go for like 55.
Is it 55 points, or is he going to have to contribute the 55?
Nah, he's gonna have to go for 55.
Yikes, man!
You know what I'm saying? When's the last time we had LeBron score over 40?
You mean like in the postseason?
No, in general.
I don't know, man. I mean, I know
he's been
tough, man.
This year's been a little crazy. I know last season he was giving you 30 and whatnot. Easy, but it might have to be super LeBron time with the way these other players are playing right now. It's ridiculous. Like,
in my opinion, he's going to have to contribute to 55 points. Whether that is
as much
40.
as much as he gives up the ball now, he would still have to contribute to 55 points.
Yeah, like
I would think he would have to
30,
contribute to more than that.
Yikes, man, that's not good, man.
Yeah,
this is what's in the Lakers' favor. The game is at Staples. Also, yes, the Suns have Chris Paul, but.
Right.
The postseason experience is not really big for the other guys outside of Paul and Jay Crowder. So
right.
That's what's in the favor of the Los Angeles Lakers. Also, the mystique of LeBron James. If you got to go to Game 7 in the first round, you're going to hear that stat. LeBron James never lost in the first round. You're going to hear that over and over and over and over again, and then that's going to get into the minds of the young guys on that team. The Boston Celtics, they have some news. Danny Ainge stepping down as team president. Brad Stevens is now going to become this team president. So now
no longer coach.
Yep, no longer coaching. So now the Celtics have a job opening.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of crazy names, man.
What are some names you're hearing, man?
Kara Lawson. Yeah, Kara Lawson.
That would be good.
And she's college coach right now, but also assistant coach in the NBA. Becky.
Yes, Becky Hammond.
Becky Hammond out of San Antonio, who's assistant there. I don't know if she really wants to leave San Antonio, unless. Maybe she would, because I know when Pop went to the Hall of Fame joint, another coach was the coach that night. So maybe, I don't know. Who else was it? They were saying
Mike
possibly.
D'Antoni is always in the mix.
He's always in the mix. It was a couple other current coaches, a bunch of assistants. The head coach of the Atlanta Hawks who got fired.
Lloyd Pierce, yes,
Lloyd
I heard
Pierce,
that.
they threw him in there. Who else did I hear, man? Juwan Howard. If they're saying Juwan Howard, if he decides to put his name in the mentioning, depending on what happens with Michigan in regards to Hunter going to the draft and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Look,
but it's like 17. I've heard there's like 17 people. Everybody's saying that's like gonna be on that list for the Celtics job.
When I heard that, it just broke my heart because I said Brad Stevens will not be coaching the Washington Wizards, and Brad Stevens is a clear upgrade from Scott Brooks.
Facts.
And until this Wizards team gets a competent head coach, I feel like every season is going to be an incomplete season where you're just going to sit here and be like, well, we really don't know how good or bad this team is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got to give a shout out to one of my friends on Clubhouse, Allison. She said the Wizards should hire Mike D'Antoni and just fully commit to playing offense. Instead of being an offensive team until the fourth quarter, like with Scott Brooks.
Right.
You know,
no.
She said, why don't you just commit the offense and get Mike D'Antoni? And
D'Antoni would he'll give you better plays than what Scott Brooks has been doing offensively.
Exactly. And Westbrook has played with him.
Yeah.
Westbrook had a good year with him in Houston. More importantly, there isn't a James Harden on this team.
Right.
So the ball will move. I mean, we've already seen it with Westbrook.
Oh, yeah,
the ball
for sure.
moves. So yeah, man. So I think the Wizards should give him a shot.
I think we'll have a better bench too with D'Antoni coming in, because I know he will definitely kind of get rid of some of these bench players we have and bring some decent role players in.
Yeah, man, and I also believe that Jason Kidd is always in the mix for a head coaching job.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's another person.
Where is it? He's the assistant with the Lakers, right?
With the Lakers, yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was one of the names. Yeah, I forgot about it. He was one of the names. So Scott Brooks was one of the names. So that's for sure.
Man. Oh my goodness.
Like who are the Wizards' assistants right now?
I don't know.
See, there's a problem right there. That we know a bunch of other assistants around the league, but we don't even know the Wizards' assistants. That's terrible.
I don't know, man.
Right.
Anyways, let's get to the NFL real quick. Julio Jones
in the news.
Looks like the Atlanta Falcons are saying they want a first round draft pick for Julio Jones. Will they get a first round draft pick?
If somebody wants Julio really, really bad, they'll give up a first for him.
So we're talking about a team maybe sometime during training camp or right before the season starts, or a team that may have lost a wide receiver. You talking about a team like that?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely will be before OTA. Well, not OTAs, or is that considered OTAs?
Training camp?
Yeah. No, training camp. My bad. Yeah, so it'll definitely be before then. If somebody really, really wants him for that first to get and give up that first round, it'll definitely happen then. I don't see him not playing and then somebody trying to get him like mid-season or something like that. I don't see that situation happening.
Also, other news in the NFL. The NFL is going to stop using race norming in their evaluation of players. For those that don't know, race norming is a practice of basically I'm gonna try and say it in a simple form. Basically, it's a practice that when it comes to psychological evaluations and any IQ evaluations of the players, probably even the Wonderlic test and all of that, they use race and ethnicity as part of the score. So what was happening when it came to the CTE cases that the NFL was supposed to compensate players who suffered from CTE and other brain injuries from playing football in the NFL, what was happening was when they tested all these players, because of the practice of race norming, basically the benchmark of and we should have had Kayla, my friend Kayla, who is a neurophysicist, should have came on. I'm gonna have to bring her on here one week. Neurophysicist who works at Emory right now. She could explain this a lot better, but pretty much the test is where they basically check the brain and its function, and basically they see where it was when they came into the league and where it is now after playing football. And they basically say, hey, if you've got a decrease in brain activity, brain function, then you will qualify for, the settlement for the CTE. Well, when you incorporate race norming, they're basically saying that black people aren't as intelligent, so they're already at a lower level when it comes to brain function. So then when you account for the CTE, they say the difference between where they were, quote unquote, and where they are isn't as drastic, so they won't qualify for any of the settlements. So that was what was happening with a lot of the CTE and brain injury settlements from the NFL. It ended up mostly being white former players were getting the money and black former players weren't. And a former Pittsburgh Steelers football player brought this attention to the NFL, brought the attention to the media earlier this year. And now the NFL said that they're going to stop using that practice. It's wild out here.
That's crazy.
It is wild that this is happening. But it's also not like shocking.
It's not surprising at all. Be honest with you. Not surprising at all.
Man, the NFL being the NFL, that's what they are.
Nothing surprises me in the NFL anymore. On all levels. It just doesn't surprise me anymore.
Man, it's crazy. But yep, that's the news in the some news for your Washington football team.
What happened?
Antonio Gibson still dealing with the turf toe. Is that cause for
turf toe's always
concern?
turf toe is always a concern. Always. Now it's just May right now, so if he's still having real complications of it in August, then it's a concern to me. But we'll see, man. We'll see. That turf toe thing is really weird. That's a weird thing. So.
Yep. I had turf toe, and that thing did mess me up for a few months, because you're pretty much every time you walk, you just feel you feel the injury. Your toe has the bend, so it's literally you just got to stay off of your feet. But that's hard to just say stay off of your feet, especially as an NFL player, like someone who needs their feet.
You know what? Let me put this disclaimer out there real quick, because I've heard this, but I just hope that people actually don't think it's that anymore. But turf toe is not when a player stubs their toe.
Yes, that's not it.
That's not turf toe. Okay. Just want to let folks out there know that may be listening that are not really sure what turf toe is. It's not a player stubbing their toe like you would stubbing your toe on a dresser or a coffee table leg or something like that. That's not turf toe. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, man. Also, the Dallas Cowboys, America's team. Keanu Neal looks like he's going to be moving from safety to linebacker, and I'm kind of like, I thought we brought him in here to be a safety.
Right.
So now I'm getting a little nervous.
Who else y'all got as safety that y'all will move him to linebacker though?
I have no idea, man. We're bad at this point. Bad at this point. So yeah, man, that's where we are with the Dallas Cowboys. Let's now get into our quick hitters. Coach K is retiring from coaching at the end of the next season.
Yep.
This is the first question a lot of people were asking. Does this have anything to do with the pending name, image, and likeness rules in college sports?
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, does this have to do with the timing of the Boston Celtics structure change? No.
Well,
because a lot of people are like, is Coach K going to go to the NBA and coach the Celtics? And I'm like, yo, as old as Coach K is right now, he has no plan to coach in the NBA. He might still coach the national team, but not the NBA. I don't think he wants to deal with that, especially players that are like not high caliber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just can't go out there and recruit.
Like he's just gonna go coach Tatum. You know what I'm saying? And just say, hey, give him the ball. You know what I'm saying? But he the likeness thing, no, I don't think that has to do with that, because Duke, he's one of the top coaches that was actually cool with the one and done guys. You know what I'm saying? Which I was really surprised of, because like Gary Williams, he wouldn't take one and dones.
Stupid.
He just wouldn't take one and dones.
And
I mean, he was successful at it that way, but not at a real crazy consistent level like a Duke or North Carolina or Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? But he, coaching wise, he's still on that level with Coach K and Roy Williams and Calipari and all them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he just wanted to do the one and dones. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember if John Thompson's son, if he ever dealt with one and dones or not. I can't remember if Georgetown was good enough to have a one and done, at least one and done, unlike Duke and stuff like that, but had like 3 or 4 one and dones, or like their starting 5 would be gone the next season. You know what I'm saying? Just like Kentucky and whatnot. But nah, it looks like John Shire is the heir apparent.
Yes.
He basically said John Shire should be the next coach. Or it's almost like he basically said like John Shire is the next coach. Not like I want him to be next. Like he literally told Duke that John Shire will be the next coach. I was dying laughing when I read it. I was like, yo, okay. Like, it's funny because he was like, yeah, Duke's going to do pretty much like a search.
Yeah.
Like they were going to do like some outside like company type thing just for John Shire to be the next head coach. It was weird. It's weird how they said it, but how he said it. But basically John Shire is the next coach at Duke. And they said the big thing with him was he was the one that recruited Zion and Jason Tatum and those guys. You know what I'm saying? So he might be able to keep it. I don't think North Carolina's going to be like we think they are. I think Duke can still stay that way. North Carolina, I don't think so.
North Carolina really better hope that Hubert Davis is a good head coach, because these kids don't care about Michael Jordan that much.
I don't think they ever did when it came to North. I mean, a lot of kids, don't get me wrong, a lot of kids did go to North Carolina because they got Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Because of the Jordan mystique, because they remember Jordan playing, but these kids they don't know Jordan.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of them that came to North Carolina, like, of course, it's North Carolina. Like, or you could play under Dean Smith or even Roy Williams. But I mean, a lot of them also, like, they all said was like, "Yo, we get to play in Jordans." You know what I'm saying? Like, who wouldn't want to play in Jordans? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. No, I don't know, man. I mean, I think even if they had, who was it? I think they brought in like Brad Daugherty one year or something like that to be coach, and it worked out pretty good with him for like a season or two. But yeah, Hubie Davis. I don't know, man. Did he coach in the NBA at all? Like assistant wise?
No.
He was just a college coach.
I don't think he's coached.
I thought he did. I don't think even with North Carolina, I don't think North Carolina's going to bring you in, even if you're alumni, if you haven't coached.
I don't think
you know what I'm saying.
You might have to check that up.
Yeah, I might.
I feel like he was just
out,
on ESPN and then boom, went straight to.
Right.
Anyways, Chelsea Football Club defeated my favorite team, Manchester City.
That was a good game.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
One costly mistake. It was the only reason why the score was 1-0.
Exactly.
I think they would have went to penalty shots.
And they almost tied it up in stoppage time.
Yeah. They had a couple chances throughout the game, but that stoppage time, it was like, yo, come on. But it didn't happen.
Yeah, man. So yeah, my favorite team did not win the UEFA championship, but they did win the EPL, so they won something. I know you want to obviously win the UEFA,
League, of course. Yeah,
but it is what it is.
And then of course our U.S. national team player that ended up coming in for Chelsea for Pulisic and missed his shot.
Yeah, he had a chance to really ice the game.
Great pass, and he did the American way. The American soccer way, and misses the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like completely missed it. Like there's no way he should have missed that shot. None.
You might be right, the American way, because we really ain't good at really anything except the military and sports. That's all we really good at.
Like this is the thing that got me. At the end of that game, they were like, Chelsea wins. And it's history, and these were the American commentators, by the way. And I think they might have played on the national team, whatever. But we're like, yeah, this is history for American soccer, and we now have a U.S. player who won the Champions League, and this is great for American soccer. And I'm like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think with him winning a Champions League thing that he came in the second half of the game is going to turn around the trash that we have, U.S. national team trash that we have? You know what I'm saying? We can't even beat our other country, Trinidad and Tobago, in soccer. Back up. You know what I'm saying? On your own field. You know what I'm saying? On your own field.
Complaining about the grass in Trinidad, like, it was wet and sloppy and
come on,
still can't even make it to the Olympics.
No, and can't even make it to the Olympics. We're not even talking World Cup here. We're talking Olympics. You can't even make Olympics. Yeah, and it's not. And the Olympics aren't even the best players in the world, and you still can't make it. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I love our national team. I'm still a fan, but come on, yo. Like, y'all should be doing so much better. I mean, I'm glad now that we're allowing foreign-born Americans to play on the national team. As you see, Pulisic, he's foreign-born American. You know what I'm saying? He learned how to play in Germany, not here in the U.S. He learned how to play soccer in Germany, where they're still better than us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is the greatest thing for American soccer. It's going to change everything, and it's the greatest thing in American soccer history. Like, come on, bro. Like, shut up. Like, stop it.
Until the U.S., let's look at every country that dominates in soccer regularly. The sport of soccer is accessible to everyone.
Facts.
Everyone can play soccer quite easily. There's an infrastructure to play soccer. There is a budget to encourage young players, men and women, boys and girls, to play soccer.
Hey, the women's national team have no problem of being the greatest team in the world.
Here in the U.S., it's really the privileged get to play soccer at a high level. And until you start getting soccer accessible to everyone in this country, specifically the Black and Latino community, and stop making it about travel teams and stop making it about club teams and making it where, hey, your local high school can be a powerhouse. Your local public school could be a powerhouse in soccer that can compete.
I mean, there's a few of them.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few of them.
But when you think about the powerhouse, most of the powerhouse schools, they end up being private schools, or they end up being a lot of travel teams.
Yeah.
Until the sport of soccer is accessible to everyone in the United States, the United States men's team will not be good on the international level.
We have a terrible farm system. Like, it's just terrible. Like, it's building up a lot more, but we're so many years behind. It's crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I like the system that like Alexandria Soccer has, and some of the stuff that DC United is doing, stuff like that. DeMatha is doing theirs, of course, private school. A couple spots in Virginia, public school wise, but like as a whole, the system is just way behind. Like it's like 25 years behind everybody else in the rest of the world, and it's actually kind of funny how South American countries, you know, and Mexican teams and stuff like that, like teams that are like, we're rich compared to them, and their system is just so much better than here. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much better than here. But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. They're gonna always be trash. Our best players here, whether it's high school, college, whatever, they shouldn't be playing here. They should be playing overseas. It's just that if they're good enough or bad enough, that's stopping them from playing overseas. Because for the longest time, we would never let our own American players play on a national team that had been born overseas. Mm-hmm. And they were still better. They were just better than our own homeborn players here. You know what I'm saying? So the system just sucks altogether.
Let's now get into our Champ and Chump of the week. Every week we celebrate those that do well, and we criticize those that do not. Starting with you, BigThad, who is your Champ of the week?
The James Madison University women's softball team. Baby, want a champ. They literally beat the number one team in the nation, the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, mind you, this softball team, Oklahoma, son, like, they were killing records all season long, son. Like home run records, batting average records, all types of stuff all season long. And James Madison out of Virginia, just first time ever in the college World Series, and beat the number one team in the nation. So crazy.
My champ of the week goes to Trae Young. Baby, want a champ. When everyone was really criticizing the Atlanta Hawks for making that trade to trade away Luka Doncic, or the rights to Luka Doncic for the rights of Trae Young in that draft, we're seeing right now that Trae Young has made it out the first round. We still have to see if Luka is going to make it out the first round. But they're both playing pretty well, and they're both playing well for their respective franchises. Yep. I honestly do not think Luka will be doing the exact same thing with the Atlanta Hawks. I don't think that Trae Young will be doing the exact same thing with the Dallas Mavericks. So it might be the best thing that they were sent to their respective teams. But Trae Young did what he did at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks.
The biggest stage, man. The biggest stage. Even as terrible as the Knicks are, that's the biggest stage, I think, of basketball right there.
Yep. So Trae Young is my champ of the week. Big Thad. Who is your chump of the week?
I know people are going to be so mad at me at this one, but I don't even care. The USA men's basketball 3-on-3 team, son.
Because you're a chump.
Yeah. What happened, Thad? What happened?
They didn't even make the Olympics, man. 3-on-3. We're talking 3-on-3 basketball. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cats in Riverdale right now that could play on the 3-on-3 team and make the Olympics show. Like, this is terrible. I just don't understand. Like, I don't even want to like look up and see who these players were. Yo. Like, how do we lose a 3-on-3, son?
So hey, this is the thing. I did see Robbie Hummel was on the team, and you don't remember Robbie Hummel from Purdue? One of them 4-year starters at Purdue. You know, one of them white boys that they hyped up forever. I mean,
you mean Purdue? See, he went to Purdue. That's the first problem right there.
They also had Canyon Barry, Rick Barry's youngest son. So not even John or Brent. Canyon.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they had some other people I just didn't really. A lot of like, they played college, G League type players.
That's terrible. It's the Olympics, yo. Like, you're supposed to put the best. Like, I know you weren't going to get NBA players to play on the 3-on-3, but at least like good college players. Because I'm sure there's a lot of college players that are a lot better than some of these G League dudes. But they didn't even put the best G League guys on that team.
They did it.
You know what I'm
saying? They should have done what the women's 3-on-3 team did. They used WNBA players that weren't on the senior team.
I got you.
So like they could have been on the senior team, but they didn't make it. So
right. So basically, what you're saying is they should have had a 3-on-3 that included the U.S. national select team players.
Yes, that's what I think they should have done.
That would have been smart.
But like Brandon Ingram and what's some other young De'Aaron Fox and just some other young guys who are in the NBA playing pretty good, and just have them go out there against the other. What three guys the other country's going to come out with?
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. My chump of the week has to go to the Miami Heat.
Because you're a chump.
For you to get swept. And then a lot of people started talking about the bubble. Was this Heat team a bubble team, a bubble phenom? I don't think they were. I personally think that because they were one of the two teams at the end playing, right, I do believe that they did run out of gas this year, just like the Lakers are having their issues. However, they still got to play, still got to show up, and they did not. So the Miami Heat are my chump of the week. Let's now get to our sports free zone real quick. Over the weekend was the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa race riots in 1921. Thad, before when was the first time you heard about the Tulsa race riot?
I want to say sometime in high school.
Okay.
But it was really short. You know what I'm saying? It was talked about slightly, but it wasn't like it wasn't real in depth of what was going on. Like, I didn't know about Black Wall Street at that time, but I did hear about, you know, the race riots and stuff like that when it came to Tulsa.
Yeah, man, it's 100 years. You mentioned Black Wall Street, and that was just one of them.
Right.
Where black community was decimated over a rumor about a white woman being raped by a black man. That part of Tulsa was demolished, destroyed. A lot of people lost their lives. That summer was called Red Summer because there was a lot of race riots in the country. You had Chicago that same year. You had LaDroit Park here in D.C. and the surrounding areas there. You had Rosewood. There was areas in there was a part in an area in Richmond, Charlotte. You know, it was a lot of places. I'm glad that there's awareness now. I'm glad that people are learning the history about it, but at some point, you know, just learning isn't enough. I think the federal government needs to do something and stop trying to say, okay, we're going to do a commission now to figure out how bad it was. Like, we know how bad it was. There's only 3 survivors from that point. They're all in their hundreds. And they spoke on Capitol Hill a couple weeks ago, spoke eloquently about the community and how it was thriving and how it was taken away from them. So, yeah, man, 100 years, man. If you don't know much about Black Wall Street or the Tulsa race riot or any race riots in the U.S., man, go check it out. Do some education about it. Let's now get to better times. Let's welcome mi Primo Dominicano. I had to put on a little accent for that. Let's and he's going to have to tell me did I do it properly.
I already see it happening.
Let's welcome my man Juancito. What's going on, bro?
What's up, y'all? What's up, BigThad, man? Long time, man.
I know, bro. I know it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. It's been a long time. How's everything?
First of all, great, man. What's up, Jeremy? I love this show already, man. I've been listening backstage and on Twitter. This show is really, really dope, man. I like that. That format is crazy.
Appreciate it, bro. We saw each other 2 weeks ago. The first time. Well, at least the first time I've been out the house.
Yeah, outside was 100. Outside was 100%. Well, not like 75% open. It was good. We had drinks. I got drunk. You know.
Oh man! Hey, before we go on, I know you're a huge soccer fan, man. Who's your soccer team, man?
All right, so to me, soccer is one of those sports you can have multiple teams because. Because there's so many conferences and divisions. So I heard y'all talking about Chelsea. I love Chelsea. I'm glad they beat your team. I'm a huge Barcelona fan and a huge BVB fan in Germany. AC Milan in Italy.
Yeah.
I got Boca Juniors in Argentina. So I follow a couple of leagues here and there.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, yeah, man, you know, folks is Dominican. We're going to talk about some Dominican stuff. Like, I asked you this question. I ask this question to every Dominican person I meet. Do you already know what I'm about to ask?
No, man, but I know it's going to be a good question. Go ahead.
Why is it? And I love it, by the way. I love it. But how did spaghetti become like Dominican cuisine, my dude?
Man, see, so it's not even spaghetti. It's
You're right.
spaghetti. It's spaghetti. So like, spaghetti. I would say spaghetti is more like a Italian dish where they do the bowl of pasta. And then they take that out. That's ready, and then you season the sauce with meatballs and all that separately. Whereas we make our spaghetti all together in the same pot. And I'm guessing, man, honestly, I can tell you that I don't know, but from what I'm using common sense, I think it's just cheaper to feed a lot of people with just a big pot of spaghetti mixed together. Like, it's just perfect. You can eat it cold, you can eat it hot, you know. It goes with bread, it goes with everything. You can eat tostones on the side with it. It just goes with everything, man. You can take it to the beach. It's amazing. But it's not spaghetti. Yeah, it's not spaghetti. It's spaghetti. It's like ES. Yeah.
Spaghetti. Yeah, man. Thanks for the education there.
Because you know, with our cultures, we don't just feed the family that's in the house.
True.
You know what I'm saying? We feed the whole neighborhood. So it's just like certain things, you know, especially with like spaghetti and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's enough to feed the neighborhood. You feed anybody that come into the house. You know what I'm saying? Right. Anybody that stop by, there's food there for them. Here, come on here.
Look, the first time I saw it, I was like, all right, I see the moro, or the rice and peas for those out there that don't know. I see, the carne asada. I see, everything. And then I see this spaghetti. And I'm like, well, where does this fit in? And I see everyone's killing it. And at first I was like, man, I don't know, man. Let me not try this. One day I actually had it. And I was like, oh, my goodness.
I don't understand why, and I don't know, help me out, because we're all Caribbean. I don't understand why we, super carb everything. Like, carbs on top of carbs on top of carbs on top of carbs. My theory with that is our parents growing up really didn't have that much transportation, and they had to walk everywhere. So they had to be carved up. And, with that sun beaming, I can imagine how many calories they burned just doing daily labor. My family used to be farmers and stuff like that. They come from farmers. So my mom has a lot of stories of them walking 5-7 miles just to go to school and things like that. So that's why I think they super carb everything, because even the plantain is a starch, but the plantain goes with everything. The yuca goes with everything.
Right. Facts.
So it's just starches and carbs.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. You know what I'm saying? And then now, even now, my mom now, she'll be like, hey, you got to watch your carbs, all right? You know what I'm saying? You got to watch your carbs and your starches and whatnot. I'm like, hold up. All my life, y'all been feeding us carbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, now, all of a sudden, you want to be like, hey, you got to watch your carbs and blah, blah, watch your breads and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But you already spoiled us with all this growing up. You know what I'm saying? now I can't have it. You know what I'm saying? But
I got a question for y'all. Do your parents struggle with portion controls? Because my mom sucks at portions. It's just she doesn't believe in it. She does not believe in portions, bro. Portions does not exist in her world.
I'll say this, and it's just like you said. It is it's used to living a life where you had to physically work, and now you come to this country where you get educated, you get a desk job, and now you're just stagnant. And the pandemic didn't help, because I put on some pounds. Initially I lost weight because I was scared to eat out, but then once you got over that fear, then it was, well, I'm not doing anything, and now I'm gaining weight. That's what happened. And I think that's what it is. You were so used to, I have to eat this much just to survive, survive throughout the day. And man, I think that's what it is. But I have a story about that. I went by, obviously, one of your aunts, and you had, rice and beans, habichuela, and they served it to me. When I tell you, it was so much food that I looked at it and I said, there's no way I'm eating all of this.
Right.
So what I did, before I even ate any, I like separated the food with like my fork. And then I waited until, because I knew someone else was coming to the house. I waited until they came, and I was like, "Yo, you got to take this off of my plate. Don't go in that pot
Smart.
and get food.
Smart.
Just eat off of this."
Smart.
Because I can't go back to the kitchen and be like, "Yo, here you go."
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the ultimate, like disrespect. I
Yeah.
try to tell all my friends like that come to like my mom's house or come over, and if my mom offers you food, like just take the food, man. Like, do not say no to the food. That is like the highest treason that you can commit. It's
Yeah.
a big hole to come out of. Like, if you tell my mom no to some food that she offers you, she might not ever look at you the same ever again.
Right.
Oh man, I bet you, Juan. I bet you got a Dominican connect everywhere, right?
Of course. Of course. I'm plugged in. No, I'm serious. Like I'm plugged in every city in the United States of America that has a high dense Dominican population.
Everyone got to connect somewhere.
Gotcha.
Kissimmee, Kissimmee, Florida, Orlando, my people, shout out to my people in Lawrence, Massachusetts, the Bronx, New York, everywhere, and anywhere that there's a Dominican, Providence, Rhode Island, anywhere that there's a Dominican presence, I made it my like mission the last 3 years to be plugged in it.
Yo, who's the hottest dembo artist out right now?
You know, everybody define hottest.
All right, you're right. Hottest it would be, I guess, who's the most popular. So who's the most popular, and then we'll get
You
to
know
who's
what
the
it is.
best.
Elifa is the most popular dembo artist. He made the way for that music to just sound anywhere, to even reach Apple Music. I feel like he made it a way to put dembo music on streaming platforms. Cause like not until like 5 years ago, you couldn't really listen to that music on any place other than alafoque.net or something like that. You couldn't really stream that until he became really popular. I feel like he's one of the first artists from out of Dominican Republic to even tour the East Coast, because Dembo hasn't really even made it to the West. I mean, of course now with internet and stuff, but like the touring and stuff is mostly like those areas I've told you about, like Providence, Rhode Island, Lawrence, Massachusetts. Here in Washington D.C., they'll come down. New York, of course,
Right.
Orlando, Miami, stuff like that, where there's a dense Hispanic population. But they don't even make it to the West Coast, like Texas and stuff like that. But he's been doing that. Like he's been making those moves where he's now, recording with a lot of Puerto Rican artists. Because they're like the top S tier. Um, Latin artists, you got Bad Bunny, of course, Ozuna. They make a lot of money. They're really popping, and he's recorded with both of them. Well, not Ozuna. He's recorded with Bad Bunny though. And he's also done a lot, I think, with some Colombian artists and stuff like that. So he's moving the totem pole for us as Dominicans to actually be embraced at the international market as far as music, and even for them both to even be talked about.
I remember at one point Dembo was like, "Hold on, we playing this at the family function," and then what was playing 2 weeks ago when we was at the family?
Yeah, because it's like, you see how our parents are, man. Our parents are very cultured and very into discipline, strict, certain things. We still are, apparently, I guess we're the dying breed. We're the last of that, whole, when the parents around you, you don't curse around them. I don't care if you're 55 years old, you don't curse around your parents.
Facts.
You don't do certain things, and it's like that music has just made it so mainstream now where they have no choice into listening to it. Like they have to now. They even know who the artists are now. Because they're just recording with so many different talents. Like there was a whole topic, a whole issue about El Alfa being compared to Juan Luis Guerra, and he's one of our big merengue, ballad, and bachata artists back home. He studied in Berkeley, so he's like revered as one of the biggest legends coming out of the Dominican Republic. And they were comparing Elifa to him as far as who can get the most streams, who's getting more streaming on like Apple Music and Spotify. So it's like now it's like the internet is making the world pay attention.
Right.
Yep. We here with Primo Dominicano. Am I saying that correctly?
No, you said, brother, you're Dominican. Like, stop it. You're Dominican, man. You're Dominican now. You're Dominican now.
Am I gonna have to put that flag in my name right there? Am I gonna have
You
to?
Might have to. You might have to, brother.
I told you. You got to.
You might have to.
Juan, I saw you at a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yesterday. What is it? Is it like? How can and I'm not trying to sound like a white person here, but is it shameful to not be good at baseball, or at least not play?
As a Dominican?
Yes. I'm not even saying good. Is it a shame to not even play?
So, okay. Before I preface this, Dominicans are black. We just have different cultural aspects. We come from a different part of the net, of the web, right?
Right. Facts.
African Americans, they pick up the pee wee, football. They do the basketball AAU. You have to at least try. You have to do Boys and Girls Club. You got to do, pee wee football. You have to at least try.
Right.
In Dominican Republic, you have to play baseball. Like, I remember being shipped off for 3 months just to play baseball out there, and it's just crazy how watching that baseball game, because and that's funny you bring that up. It's just sports now for kids. And I was listening to you guys earlier about how the United States doesn't give resources for baseball, for like sports, as other countries do. It's like kids now still are now on iPads back in DR. Once they're old enough, they hit in the baseball field. And it's like watching the kids play here, it's atrocious. It sucks. It's bad. I expect certain baseball IQ. I expect certain things, and it's like it wasn't there. Whereas at 7, 8-year-old back home, no baseball IQ to the point where, okay, the next play is a triple play, the next play is a double play. They're throwing double plays. The pitcher on the other team has 3 solid pitches that he's throwing.
Mm-hmm.
The catch, they are fast. They know how to run bases. I feel like here, I was watching a baseball game. It's like after 5 runs, they have to switch sides. It's like an automatic 3 outs. like the kids don't know IQ. They don't do double plays at all. These are 9 and 10-year-olds. They don't throw double plays. They don't know that if the second base and the first base are full, the first throw is going to be, if possible, to third. To try to get that double play at third and second. They don't know how to prevent a run. There's no sense of urgency in sports, I feel like, as far as baseball in this country compared to my country. Like,
right.
The training back home was rigorous. Like, running bases, if you didn't run hard during the game, even if you won or lost, no matter what, you ran bases at practice the next day. So, to answer your question, it's definitely like a religion back home. I have a story, like my cousin was supposed to be a prospect for the MLB, of course, like at the lower levels, and he quit because it was just too intense. And my uncle didn't speak to him for like 2 years because he quit, like he didn't want to do it anymore. So like that's how serious like baseball is to us, even in this family.
Man, oh man, yeah. I just remember Sam going through some tweets, man. Hold on. I think hold on. Where was it? I just saw it. It was about baseball. That's why I'm laughing. Oh, you said having dreads and being Dominican is the baseball equals superpowers.
Of course. Tell me one, all right? Because you tell me. Sports reality show. You tell me. Tell me what other than Hanley Ramirez, bro. Who sucks?
You right, man.
You right.
I mean, Fernando Tatis out here killing.
Like Manny Ramirez, once he started growing his dreads, but he almost was like back on it too. I'm telling you, man.
Right.
Vladdy Jr. gets some dreads, he might be crazy next year.
Oh man, Francisco Lindor. Who else I'm trying to think of with the dreads right now?
Yeah, but he's gonna have to lock his a little tighter because he's been slumming lately. But but for the most part, if they got dreads, man, they doing their thing, man. They committed to the craft.
Oh man, listen, well, you and I always talking about the dating scene.
Lord. Oh Lord.
And before look, I'm about to put that on the spot here.
Why? What I do now?
Juan,
yeah, I know. Yeah, bring him out.
Juan, can you tell Thad where Black Twitter is?
Oh.
Man,
it's great. It's great.
Hold up, because I gotta be politically correct, man. Don't get me canceled, man. Don't get me canceled. Rephrase the question.
Nah, so look, I got. So basically, all the time, I always mess with Jay, and I'm like, yo, I was like, where you got to tell me where this stuff coming from, and I was like, yo, is it coming from Black Twitter? And he's like, yeah, of course it's Black Twitter. I'm like, so how do I get the Black Twitter? You know what I'm saying?
So
and it's always been and it's been the ongoing thing now. I'm like, yo, you just got to tell me how to get the Black Twitter. He'll share posts and whatnot. He was like, yeah, I got this from Black Twitter. And for the longest time, I wasn't on Twitter. Like I had a Twitter account, but hardly use it.
Are you on Twitter now?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter now.
Oh, I'm gonna follow you. Your life is gonna change next week. By next week, you're gonna be in another level. Jeremy. So Jeremy is in Black Twitter, but he's also a Dominican Twitter affiliate as well. So can we talk about that? Is that a cult? Is this a cult now at this level? Is Black Twitter a cult? Let's have a serious conversation about this, because Black Twitter, Dominican Twitter, all these type of Twitter, these realms are ruining relationships and homes, man. People are really getting ruined out here. Y'all laughing, but I'm dead ass. Excuse me, can I curse on here? Can I curse on here?
Yeah. You good. Yeah. Because I even told Jerry, I was like, yo, is that like a hashtag I gotta click to get to it? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't realize it. You know, it's just Black Twitter.
It's like little pockets. So you start with little influencers, and then they're following, you follow they're following, and then you become in the pocket. You say a couple of funny. See, you'll be funny on there that bad because you'll say some things, and then it might go viral, and then now, oh yeah, who's this? We gonna follow him, and then it's you become part of the family. But the day you fucked up, nobody's on your side though.
Right.
Don't mess up because nobody really loves you. See, the beautiful thing about Black Twitter is nobody really loves you on there. The day you mess up, unless you Rihanna, the day you mess up, you done. You done for.
Right.
You a rapist forever. I know the dude. I follow the dude on Twitter. I won't say his name. He tweeted one thing 5 years ago. Every time he say something creepy about girls, they bring up that same tweet. They just call him a racist just for fun. It's just crazy, bro. Twitter never forgets, man. Twitter never forgets. That's the dangerous thing about Twitter is you really gotta understand that the timeline does not love you. They love you when you funny, when you up, but if you mess up, man, if you get exposed,
you done for.
It's over for you. It's over for you. So Black Twitter is really I'm trying to think of a post-apocalyptic movie that can, like Mad Max.
Got you. All right.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful when it's not you, but when you the bed, when you the bed.
Oh man. Yeah, let's talk about your boy Kevin Samuels.
Oh my.
Hold on.
God,
I gotta drop
brother.
that again.
You are fake news.
I know that's not your boy. That's why. Oh man, Kevin Samuels, man, is this man the demise of the black dating scene? Is he the demise, or is he telling the truth? Which one won?
All right, so can I give you my theory on social media from what I've seen? Because I'm a social media pundit. I love it. Like, social media has been keeping me alive throughout this pandemic, right? And what I've noticed about social media is that it's a lot of dudes on social media that follow these attractive women, right? Now, mind you, all right, let's start here. Let's preface this. Social media is fake. Everybody watching this, listening, social media is fake. A lot of people are broke. I know people that are rich in real life that do not have time for social media. Every person that I know that makes over 90K does not have a lot of followers on Twitter unless or on social media unless they're actually making money from it. All right, for the most part, a lot of people on social media are fronting. That's number one. So you have these beautiful women that these men can acquire because women, and I'm a feminist by the way, I just want to preface that. Women have learned how to capitalize off men's thirstiness. Okay, so it's women on Twitter. It's a lot, Jeremy. We know women on Twitter that get their nails paid for by random strangers in hopes and aspirations of thinking that they're actually going to get a crumble, a sniffle of some pussy. And it's not going to happen. These women actually take advantage of men, So these dudes are now coming to age and understanding that they're being used and they're getting heartbroken, right? So here comes Kevin Samuels.
It's the evil world we live in.
He's like Future with an articulate, like articulate swag and chino boots and Chelsea boots. Like that's exactly what he is, right? And this dude, I feel like he's catching himself empowering men at a super high Super Saiyan rate of masculinity. Like he's a super misogynist. Like he calls women fat. He thinks Beyonce is a 7 or something like that. He thinks Beyonce is ugly, bro. Like this man is like 85 years old, wearing turtlenecks and like.
Look, first time I saw him, I thought he was a pimp. I was like,
yeah,
I was like an old pimp. I was like, oh man.
And these men are rallying behind him, Thad, because he's protecting the male masculinity. So he's out here making it seem like, okay, like these women are ugly, blah blah blah. If you this, that, and the other, you're a man, you should be doing this, and it's like women are getting offended because they'll go and try to ask him for advice, and he'll just shit on them. Completely. So this man is actually making money bashing. That's what I get from him, bro. He just be bashing women that are hopeless, like hopeless romantics that want like a certain type of man, and just kills their dreams bluntly. I don't know why he's popping, man. Like honestly, I don't understand why he's popping.
I think he has the perfect formula. He realized that if I start, because in the beginning, he was bashing men. He was telling men that they were weak. That he was telling men that, you got to do this and that. So then he started, then it was like, okay, he'll talk about women, but on his initial shows, it was both men and women. So he kind of got women to feel like, oh, finally, we got a man who's telling it to men. And then got them hooked. And, his punchlines, as rude as they are, they be funny. So you get people who just want to go in there for comedic value. But then you got some women who feel like, nah, man, I'm going to compete with this dude. And at the end of the day, you will not compete with someone that controls everything on his own show. Because he can mute you. he can kick you out.
Yep.
He can speak over you. Like,
Right.
you ain't gonna win. And yo, that question that he asked the women, rate yourself from 1 to 10, but you can't say 7. That is like the perfect gaslighting
That's a staple.
question.
That's a staple. Yeah. Yo,
like,
it's like
so you can't say 7. So you're like, well,
we gotta be careful with this man. He's the type of that dictators come from, like his type of formula of like Mussolini's and Hitler's. Like he has that same mindset of building cults behind them because he just turned on women, bro. Like, and I don't understand it because like, where does this man get his network from? Like, why don't we? That's my problem with social media. Why don't we question people that we're following and that we expect from? Why do we assume these people actually have some type of like influence? Like influence. That's one of my problems with Black Twitter. We give anybody influence. Anybody.
True.
They do one thing that's funny. They do one thing, and we give a boom. Here's power, and then they get popping, and they forget about everybody that gave them the power, and now you mad. Like, we have to start taking responsibility. As far as for the dating scene, I think he did one good thing is like give men their worth. Like, I agree with him on like dating women that actually have the same amount of like, let's say, resources that you do. I agree with him on that. I'm no longer dating broke women. Like, that's the worst. Is dating broke women, bro. You have a girl that matches your fly, man. You're gonna hustle harder if you build like that, because not all people are built, men and women.
Right.
But he made me think when he said, because sometimes he don't be saying nothing out of pocket. I feel like he causes a shock value, and then he'll tell you a message under it, if it's for the women or it's for the man. But he'll give you a super disrespectful, super controversy line, and then there's a message under it. You know, I don't think he means all the way harm, but at the same time, his delivery is just horrible. But he did have me thinking about, you can't build a partner. Like, that's the only thing I've ever got from him that I like. And to be honest, I got that from TK Kirkland. Like, he's been talking about relationships and what you should bring to the table a long time before Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the internet will give you power. It will take away your power. It will give you fame. It will take away your fame. It will give you life. It will take away your life, man. This Black Twitter is crazy. And the way it influences the dating scene too. Oh my God, like, it's to a point now. I read a tweet the other day. It was like around the lines of like, social media has so much influence on relationships now that you feel like you feel like you have to post your partner now, because that's what everybody on Twitter is doing. So if you don't love somebody, you gotta post them. You gotta. Now the newest thing is, you got to send your crush money like every other day, like at least anything. It's a 3-digit number now. Before, you could buy your girl like, $20 lunch. She'll love you to death for that. Now you got to send her $150, $200, because everybody's scamming on Twitter. So it's like everybody got money right now. These PPP loans been hitting, so like everybody got money now. So like, it used to be send your girl $200, and the $200 dates. Now the date's got to be $1,000. Like, now everybody should have $1,000 to blow. And it's like social media is really, and I feel like putting this fake, like these fake expectations on people, man, because you see these other people like fronting and making a movie on social media that you feel like, hey, why am I not getting this type of treatment?
Oh man, Juan, man, we could go on forever, man. We gotta definitely have you on in the very near future.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love this platform. I love what y'all doing, man. Keep doing it. I'm going to start tuning into this every week, hard.
Yo, Let everyone know where you want them to see you. Only put out the information you want. Where can people see you?
Let me think. I'm sure my boss doesn't listen to this. Gran Mierda on Twitter, man.
I want to do stuff with my friend.
Oh man, say that again, Juan.
My Twitter handle, man, is Gran Mierda on Twitter. 2 N's, GranMierda on Twitter.
Translate that for
Follow
the English
me.
speakers.
Great shit. The great shit, man. I think I'm the shit. That's why I put that like that, man. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. Hey, Thad, I'm going to follow you on Twitter. I'm going to change your life. By next week, you're going to be like, what the hell is going on, man? What the hell is going on in the world?
Bet. Hey, yo, we're going to have to link up, yo. We're going to have to link up. Because we ain't linked up since Jay's wedding.
Yeah, man. I got to change that, bro.
And I found an old picture I sent. But I realized you know my man Tommy.
Yeah.
DJ. Yeah.
Selector.
Yeah. So I seen the picture. I seen you in the picture. I was like, yo. Why my man Juan got a pink suitcase? And I was like, what? But then I realized it was just the lighting on the suitcase. And I was like, yo. I was like, what? And all I saw was the response, yo, chill, son.
Hey, man. You got to link. Please
definitely
link me
link up.
offline, man. We got to get up and get together. I love the platform again. I was listening. You guys are doing an awesome job. I did not know there was a 3-on-3 men's Olympic team. That's crazy that we stuck on that. As many basketball players are not playing. Right. That's so trash.
Oh man, and you know, we all of us from the groomsmen, I believe we're all vaccinated, so you know we definitely
vax and wax, baby.
Let's go.
Ready for some action.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
Before we get out of here, Juan, real quick, remind everyone again where you can be reached.
Gran Mierda on Twitter. I'm not giving y'all my Instagram, man, because that's just too much. Gran Mierda on Twitter. 2 N's on the Gran.
That's what's up. BigThad, I want to thank you for everything that you do. Shout out to all the podcasts that we support. OSS 980, Soggy Nachos, Shut Your Face, What You Expect podcast. No, I'm sorry, not what you expect. They no longer do that. Jeez, what's the other one that they do? Anyways.
You talking about Eric's joint? WTF?
Yes.
WTF podcast?
Yes. What the F is happening podcast.
Right.
Jordan. I have a little joke about Derek. I accidentally saved his name the first time as Derek Jackson because I was thinking about the dude Derek Jackson at the same time. And then he had texted me and I'm looking, I'm like, who's Derek Jackson? I'm like, it's Derek Jordan. Why is it Derek Jackson in my phone? I was like, oh, I was thinking about a homeboy that was, you know, the dude always in his pickup truck, always doing something shady. So yeah, shout out to WTF is happening. Shout out to Curls and Sports, Grady Diaz, Carita Parks. Also, everyone who's out there listening, supporting us. Just want to remind you all to subscribe to the podcast where podcast is available, and that includes Anchor, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, TuneIn, also YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Until next time, everyone, Sports Reality. Peace.